We are here today. I have been telling people, hey y'all, hey, it's Jerry with South Atlanta Magazine. Everybody who knows me knows that this is my Prince interview. I have not really been stalking Uncle Nearest. I just love them. And I am here today with Victoria. I have been waiting to do this interview. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, since I must have heard about the brands in 2018.
Okay.
And it actually came along in the time of my life. It was a lot of tragedy happening. And my business was not doing what I wanted it to do. And then I saw these sisters with a whiskey bottle. Lord have mercy. It kind of gave me hope again.
Good.
So then I started following y'all. And I told myself the wrong story. I told myself, these are the great-great-great-granddaughters.
Part of it's true.
A part of it is true, but this is the story that I told myself. So, y'all, I wasn't telling y'all the right stuff, okay? We are here today with Miss, I want you to tell them your name.
I am Victoria Eady Butler. I am Nearest Green's great-great-granddaughter, and I am the master blender for Uncle Nearest Premium Whiskey.
That's what I'm talking about. So this is the question that I wanted to ask you. When you found out, so when Miss Weaver came to your home, how did that even happen? How did you find out about all of this?
Well, I've known about Nearest Green my whole life.
Okay.
My grandmother, Annie Bell Green Eady, is Nearest Green's granddaughter. So I grew up knowing my heritage. She made sure that all of us knew, all of her children, her grandchildren, her great-grands. My grandmother lived just 3 months shy of her 100th birthday.
Wow.
So we've always known. Her words were, my granddaddy taught Jack Daniel how to make whiskey. And so anyone that came to her house knew the story.
So how did it feel knowing this? And you don't have to answer it, and I'll get it cut out.
Yeah.
How did it feel knowing that your great-granddaddy, as you just said, was the person who invented the recipe? Did you all enjoy any of the prosperity that Jack Daniels enjoys?
Well, this is the thing. When Nearest was making whiskey in Lynchburg, he was an enslaved man. Not by Jack Daniel. He and Jack had this beautiful, unheard of friendship during a time of racial unrest. Of course, it was unheard of anyway for a white man to befriend a black man. But they not only had that relationship in regards to whiskey, but Nearest was Jack's mentor in life. He was about 28 years older than Jack, and they met on the Dan Call farm. That is where Nearest was making whiskey for a white preacher named Dan Call. So he was a preacher, but he was also selling whiskey, and Nearest is the one who was making the whiskey for him. And Jack Daniel came to that farm as a chore boy. He didn't come from a privileged background. He was the youngest of 10. And his mom died when he was about 4 months old. And Jack's dad remarried back then, and still probably today. Men need help with their children, especially with 10. So he remarried, and it's told that the new wife wasn't particularly fond of Jack. And so when he was about 7 or 8 years old, he left home and went to the Dan Call farm. And that is where he met Nearest Green.
So he was innovative and progressive.
Oh, without a doubt.
As all get out. So Nearest created the recipe. Do we know where the recipe came from?
It's not the recipe,
Okay.
it's the process.
The process.
It's the process that separates Tennessee whiskey from any other spirit. And the process is what Nearest Green helped perfect, and what is still relevant today. It's called the Lincoln County process. And that is the process of filtering whiskey through sugar maple charcoal. Now, Nearest didn't invent it, but he perfected it. And we think that it came from our people in West Africa, because that is what they were using to filter their water. And so we just believe, and based on the research that has been done, that Nears in his infinite wisdom thought if it would work for water, it'll also work for whiskey. Now others were doing it in the area, but none perfected it. So Nears perfected it, and that was in 1856. And in 2013, the governor of Tennessee, all those years later, signed into law any whiskey designed to be Tennessee whiskey not only have to meet the qualifications for bourbon, but it has to be made in Tennessee, and it must adhere to the Lincoln County process. So that makes Nears Green, without a doubt, the godfather of Tennessee whiskey. That one innovation in his hands changed the whole landscape of Tennessee whiskey.
A black man.
A black man, my grandfather, my great-great-grandfather.
How does that, I'm going to ask this is another question I wanted to ask. Was whiskey blending or making in your blood?
Oh, it's without a doubt in my blood.
How so?
When I joined the team in 2019, I came from a law enforcement background. I spent 31 years, and a couple of days shy of 31 years in law enforcement. I had never had any formal training before blending our first batch of Uncle Near's 1884 small batch. And when we launched it in July of 2019, right out the gate, we started winning awards with it. Gold, double gold, best in class.
So it was 2019.
2019.
Okay.
Well, our brand launched in 2017.
Okay.
I didn't join the team as a member, team member until early 2019.
How did that come about?
It was just a conversation with Fawn, our CEO and founder. She knew I was approaching time for retirement, and we just had a conversation, and I could not say no to being a part of this team, this movement of cementing my great-great-grandfather's name in history. So I said yes, and here we are.
So what is whiskey making school? I just made that term up. What is that like?
Well, we don't have it schooled.
Okay.
We don't teach it.
Okay.
For me, really, I truly believe and have embraced the fact that it's in my blood.
Yes.
What my great-great-grandfather did in regards to making whiskey all those years ago, I possess those skills in regards to blending whiskey today.
Okay.
It is the best feeling, one that I can't actually put into words, to be able to work in the same vein that he did, more than 160 years ago.
And he brought prosperity to his family.
Oh,
and his
without a
family
doubt.
lived well. Jasper was his name, Jack, right? So it was Jasper, and then he changed it to Jack.
No. Yeah, no, he never changed it.
Okay.
Everybody in Lynchburg just called
Him Jack.
Uncle Jack.
Okay.
Just like they called Nearest Uncle Nearest.
Nearest.
So it was a term of endearment.
Yes.
Not one that was derogatory.
Victoria at all.
Yeah.
Okay. So blending is in your blood.
It definitely is.
So what is that process? What is your blending process?
What I do in regards to blending, I am responsible for everything at Uncle Nearest Premium Whiskey that requires blending. Our 1884, our 56, everything that requires a blend. The process for me is, we go into the lab, or I go into the lab, and they have laid out the samples that have been pulled from the barrels.
Okay.
I'm responsible for picking which ones that are suitable, that meets our standard, and blending those. I do it at cast strength, at full proof, straight from the barrel. And it is blended to the specs that I have picked, and then it's reduced down. I sample again, and then it is approved to go into the bottle.
Okay, so the one that you approve of before it's blended down, that's the one I want.
That is called a Master Blend Edition.
Okay,
and it
so
is
I have
available at the distillery.
Yes, I bought it.
No.
It's not that
That's
one.
not the single barrel.
Oh, that's
we have
the
a
one.
Master Blend Edition,
149.
and it is the best of the best of our 1884 barrels.
Okay.
When I was blending the 1884, I was finding these special unique, beautiful barrels.
Okay.
That I thought could stand alone without being
Without a
reduced at all.
So you
And
are
so
the award winner.
I am.
Yes,
I am.
So it is you.
I am honored to be Master Blender of the Year
Yes.
4 times over.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what does it feel like walking into this environment that probably is not woman friendly and probably is not Black woman friendly either? What does it feel like going and saying, okay, I'm here. And I'm the best.
You know, I don't really look at it.
Okay.
Our team is really different. We kind of run our own race. We carry ourselves in the vein of love, honor, and respect.
Yes.
And we have created our own path, right? And so we don't look at others as a measuring stick. We don't ask for a seat at their table. We have definitely created our own. Our CEO and founder, Fawn Weaver, is an absolute genius.
She is.
She is the most creative and caring and selfless person that I have the pleasure to work alongside. So, far as creating a space for us, we have done that, and we have done that with her leadership. So, for me, it wasn't a matter of making room. You know, they didn't have to make room for me. We created our own space.
So when you walk in, it's just your world. When you walk into
It
the
is.
competitions,
It is.
and that, you know what, that makes it more American.
Yeah,
if you will.
Absolutely,
So,
and that's how our team is. While we are the only American brand that honors an African American man, the only brand that has an African American man's name on a bottle. We are owned and led by a beautiful, talented African American woman. I am the first African American female master blender. I am the first woman, I think, person of color to ever be named Master Blender of the Year by the Icons of Whiskey magazine. That was in 2021. I won again in 2022, the only person to ever receive that honor back to back.
Consecutively.
So while we have all of these firsts as people of color and as women, our team is very diverse and inclusive. We look like the face of America: white,
Yes,
black,
we do.
young, old, gay, straight. And we want everyone to know that you're welcome to a seat at our table. I love your shirt. You know, we preach about, as I said, we walk
love
in
my
love,
shirt
honor,
too.
and respect. And I love that you wore that shirt today.
Yeah, that's one of my key words, one of my founding pillars for my life personally is love.
Got to have it.
You have to love and you have to be kind.
Absolutely.
You need those two things to be successful in
Absolutely.
anything and in any way. How do you correlate law enforcement with whiskey blending?
None. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You know, when I was working in law enforcement, attention to detail
Yes.
is extremely important.
Yes, it is.
You know, oftentimes it's a decision between life and death. And so that's one of the things that I carried over with me into the spirits industry. We are a premium brand, Uncle Nearest Premium Whiskey. And so it's very important that when I'm doing the blending process, that each time I go in, that I ensure
Yes.
that what we put in the bottle is premium product, that every I is dotted, every T is crossed, that the flavor profile and the quality that we're gonna bring to our consumers is top notch. So attention to detail is very important.
So I'm going to just switch lanes just a little bit and want to learn a little bit more about you personally. Do you have children?
I do. I'm the proud mom of one awesome son, and I have one beautiful grandson.
Yeah, I have 2 sons too. I live in a house full of men.
Well,
so.
I'm an empty nester now.
Yeah,
He is a grown man. But he has been such a blessing to my life, and still is today. He brings me a whole lot of joy.
How does he feel about the brand?
He loves it.
I'm sure.
He is my biggest cheerleader, supporter. Keeps up with everything that I'm doing. You know, he's very proud.
Yeah.
He's very proud.
And so, and the grandbaby, I can only imagine looking back through the legacy.
Yeah.
So it took a woman to help bring it on forth, but now we have
Yeah,
two
you know,
more.
people ask all the time about, you know, why it took so long. I don't really look back. We don't look back.
Yeah.
My family, my grandmother taught us that, you know, our blessings lie ahead. So I don't look back. Our team is led by a woman who doesn't look back. And the truth of the matter is, there's nothing to look back for. We are living in the moment, and we are the most awarded whiskey or bourbon for 4 consecutive years.
Yeah.
We are the fastest growing American spirit in history.
Yes.
And we've done that by being led, again, by a beautiful African American woman. And our team just works really hard, right? And so we don't look back. We just look forward and continue to strive to, you know, be a good steward of what we have been blessed with. And continue on on this journey of cementing Nearest's name.
It's beautiful because all things really do work together.
Oh, absolutely.
And timing is timing.
It's timing.
Because
And I
this
think-
was the time and the
Oh,
place
yeah.
for it to happen.
Absolutely.
Not back then.
Not back then.
The world wasn't ready for
No,
it.
and I think it was just waiting on Fawn Weaver.
Yeah.
It needed a dynamic, hardworking, truly dedicated person to make this work. We are still a young company. We are an independently owned brand. We don't have the big dollars, so to speak, that some of the big boys have, but no one can outwork us.
But 100 million ain't bad.
No,
baby.
ma'am, it ain't bad at
100
all.
million ain't bad
It ain't
at
bad
all.
at all.
Yeah. So you might not be able to compete in what other people value that as.
Yes.
But for me, just as a woman, and I know that you all don't do gender, and this is not a statement of division.
Oh,
but
no. We are very proud.
Yes, I came
To be
here
the
a only woman.
The only one,
Yes.
only female-led executive team.
Yes.
So no, we don't shy away from that.
Okay, yes.
We just remind folks that we are also inclusive.
Yes.
But yeah, we are cool with that.
It's beautiful for me as an aspiring
Yeah.
businesswoman
Yeah.
to be inspired by other beautiful women
Thank
such
you.
as your team.
Thank
I
you.
I really, Talia can tell you, I am a super fan, always on the website.
Thank
I get
you.
the newsletters. When I knew that I could get the newsletters, I don't drink anything else. I do drink red wine, but if they don't have Nearest, then I just don't drink.
Well, you kind of like me. I don't either.
Yeah, so we are sisters.
I don't
then.
either. I
We
don't
are
either.
sisters.
I just
We are
don't
so
see the
sisters.
need to drink anything else.
I don't either. What's the point?
And I have to protect my palate. You know, I'm just very careful
That's right.
about this now.
I'm
you
gonna
know?
use the hashtag protect my palate. Protect my
That's it.
palate.
So-
That's true. I didn't even think about it with that regard. So
Yeah.
is there anything that you would like to leave with our readers?
You know, most people don't know that we also have a foundation that was established even before the whiskey brand launched in 2017.
Yes, your students go through that. You do-
Absolutely.
yes.
So, Fawn and her husband, Keith Weaver, established the Nearest Foundation even before the whiskey went into production.
Wow.
And I joined the team in an administrative role initially as the director over the Nearest Foundation. And I'm still very proud to hold that position as well. But that foundation was created to support Nearest Green's college-age bloodline descendants in furthering their education. We pay full ride, books, lab fees, anything related to their courses.
I'm related to you. I think I want to work on my doctorate.
Yes, and we will pay for the doctorate. So all they're required to do is to be a good steward of that blessing and maintain a 3.0, and they can get their bachelor's, their PhD,
Wow.
whatever they desire. And
What
I'm
a
very proud
blessing.
of that. I'm very proud of
What a
that. Given the fact that Nearest was once a slave and likely couldn't read nor write, And now his descendants are blessed to receive this and go as far as they want to go. Education is the great equalizer as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, it is.
And this is their vehicle to give them a leg up. And all they're required to do is just maintain a 3.0 each in every semester.
That's easy. It's online now.
It should be easy.
It should
Absolutely.
be. As when we were in school, it wasn't that easy.
Exactly.
This has been wonderful.
Thank
Victoria.
you.
I'm so proud. I'm so blessed, and I'm so grateful to have had this interview.
Me too.
It is my intention to spread your love and joy to my readers.
Thank you. And I look forward to you and your readers coming to the Nearest Green Distillery. We sit on 323 beautiful acres in Shelbyville, Tennessee. It's on a old Tennessee walking horse farm, and we have maintained the beauty of that farm, just kind of fixing it up to fit our needs.
It is beautiful. We've
been.
It is beautiful. I know.
So we look forward to you coming, and later this month we will be opening the longest bar in the world, Humble Baron, at the Nearest Green Distillery. So I hope your readers will come and take in all the beauty that we have to offer and enjoy the food and the hospitality that will greet them when they walk through the door.
Well, we are excited. We will be there.
I can't
wait. And hopefully our readers, in some capacity, Jerry and Haas will be there.
Well, I'll be looking for you.
I'm coming for you.
Yes.
I will be there in some capacity for sure.
I look forward to it.
This has been wonderful.
Thank you. It's been great. It's been great.
We get it. Wait.
She has a bottle.
This is authentic, and nobody will be able. It's not a shame no whiskey is in it, but
it's not a shame. You drank it.
Yes, I did.
That's what it's for.
It actually was on my altar, so.
So I will gladly sign this for you.
Is it coming through?
Yes, honey.